Hello and welcome to another edition of Authority Marketing Live. I'm Melanie Hershorn. I am the book marketing and publishing strategist for nonfiction authors and for children's book authors and for business owners who really want to make a difference by having a book. So today I am thrilled to bring on Nona Prather. She is a speaking expert. She is a speaking agent, and she's also an author. And I am excited because I actually have her book. See, I don't always have the book when I get to interview authors. So here it is. You can see it's a handy dandy guide. When you open up it's easy to read, and it is so full of amazing tips that you're going to want to keep it with you in your pocket or your purse wherever you go. So I'm going to bring on Nona right now. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm
Oh
excited.
my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. So, gosh. Okay. So, speaking is kind of like in your DNA. Can
Yes.
you tell us a bit about that?
Yes. Yeah. So I grew up in the industry because my dad is a professional speaker. So I tell everyone I've been in the industry for over 30 years and they'll look at me and say, "Oh my gosh, how old are you?" Yeah, I'm only in my late 30s, but I literally have been in it since I was a child because I grew up going every summer to NSA. My dad was our local chapter president of National Speakers Association. And it was a big family affair. Like that's what we did after school is we licked stamps, put stuff in the mail, sent books to the post office, and made phone calls and answered phones and tried to get my dad as many paid speaking engagements as possible. And it definitely worked out after a while. So all that hard work did work out. Got to travel with him a lot, then started introducing him at events, selling books in the back of the room. So it was a really fun and interesting way to grow up. So I did not realize that this was an abnormal way to grow up, that this was not normal, that my parents did not have a normal 9 to 5 job, that my dad was always home, not always home, but whenever he was looking for events, he was up in his office just making phone call after phone call, trying to get booked. So, yeah, that's just the industry I grew up in, and I ended up falling in love with it as well.
Beautiful. So you mentioned books. Your dad has books.
Yes.
You've got books. How important is it to have a book when you want to be a speaker?
It's pretty important. So, my dad actually has published 12. His first one, who is responsible for safety, is actually his most popular. But then he has workbooks and workshop books and things like that. And a lot of people will say, "Do you have to have a book to be a speaker?" You definitely don't have to, but it really helps a lot if you can get that extra offering. So whenever I come in as a booking agent and I'm negotiating for someone, I will oftentimes be able to sell a set number of their books. Like if you have 50 attendees, I'll say we can um, if you want to purchase 50 books for your attendees, then we can get them there. So that definitely helps bring the cost up a little bit, but it
Mhm.
also is a qualifying factor for you. People really look at you as the expert in your topic if you have a book. And of course, they want the expert to come and speak at their event. So it's more of a qualifying factor. And it's not something, the books, you probably won't make a lot of money off of them, particularly just selling them to individuals. But as a negotiation tool, yes, you can if you really, really know how to market it in a way with your speaking as a combination. It really does make a big difference.
So, have you ever met people who wanted to be speakers but got turned away because they didn't have a book? Because I have.
Yes, I actually have. That has happened a couple of times, and then someone got turned away because they didn't have a demo video. The marketing materials I always say to be a successful speaker is a book definitely is up there. A 30-second to 1 minute demo video of you speaking, a landing page on your website, active on LinkedIn, and having a one sheet or a media kit that tells about you. Just like an actor has their sheet with with their headshot and it says what they've done. It's this kind of the same way. Think of yourself as an actor, but it's actually additional work. I feel like, because you do need the book and the extra credentials and things. So testimonials, referrals, all of that. There's a lot that goes into getting booked as a paid professional speaker. And
Mhm.
times people looking in from the outside just don't get that. They see someone on stage, they go to a conference, and they probably think, "Oh, that probably happened with one phone call." No, no, that probably took years of fostering that relationship to get on that stage, actually. Yeah.
Do people still use the phone or is it all over email?
Oh, yeah, we still use the phone for sure, and I feel like it helps make you stand out because a lot of people do everything so, digitally, and impersonally, and the speaking business is all about relationships, so it's who you know, who gets referred, who you were referred by, so picking up the phone and actually speaking to someone actually does make a big difference, and I've been told because you took the time to seek us out, call us, and you know about our industry and the past events we've had and all of that. That's why I'm using you as my agent to find someone to speak at my event because you took the time to actually make it personal rather than just email blast after email blast.
See, this kind of information is gold, everybody.
Mhm.
Nona is so wonderful, and you are such an expert, and you have the book to back it up.
Yeah.
So, 24 ways. Why did you pick 24?
Because I believe there's 24 chapters. Now this has been
I didn't mean to put you on the spot here. Let's look it up.
I wrote it like 2 years ago, so I'm trying to remember, but
Let's
it's literally I mean, it's step by
yeah.
step, like, how to find and foster relationships, what marketing materials to have, so it's 24 ways because there are different, it just goes through all the different industries, and it just there's 24 tips that will make you a success as a speaking industry, so it just kind of the number actually kept growing. Whenever I was looking for the title, I was like, "Okay, well, now it's 10, now it's 20, now it's oh my gosh," and it just kept getting bigger, and I was like, "Man, I just keep thinking of more things to add." So
So if you do 2 a month, you'll be finished this book in a year. But you could probably finish this book in a couple of hours.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what's in it is lifelong, implementation. So if you could okay, so you said 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but this book is as relevant today, if not even more than it was 2 years ago. So what are some ways that you get it out in the world?
Yes, so, I use it as a marketing tool for sure. I mean, I always say do 3 well, this actually came from my business coach, Mark LeBlanc, but, he says, "Do 3 things a day that increase your business." So it could be phone calls, a specific email to a person, but that includes I try to mail at least, like, 2 to 3 books a day to potential, to people who are looking at hiring me as their booking agent or for me to come and speak to their event. So it's important to use that as a marketing tool. And the best way to do that is to actually put like a handwritten note, like you can do a post it note on it with a handwritten note. And that really helps you stay top of mind. So I use it as it's more of like my calling card. Like this is me. And then, so I usually, whenever I go to conferences, I hand out copies of my book to everyone. So I always have a large amount because it's like it's my calling card and people remember it.
Mhm. And so when you think of the return on your investment for publishing this book, it's pretty much infinite at this point, isn't it?
Yes, it has definitely paid off now. I mean, yes. So my husband is the accounting guy for everything. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's how much to publish a book?" But I will say, yeah, in the last, I mean, it came out. I wrote it 2 years ago, but we updated it and it came out in May of 23. So it hasn't even been out a year yet. So it's definitely still very relevant. And
And it
it's
will continue to be so because it is evergreen.
I feel like it's classic tips that aren't ever going to go away because no matter how much AI and emailing and things like that come into play, I mean, really, people are really relationship based in who you know. So, and the speaking industry is very relationship based, very, very like if you're going to make it in this industry, I mean, you have to network with any and everyone and really put in the work to get to know the industry and who is buying speakers because it's all about relationships and what you can provide for them.
Mhm.
And a lot of people think because you're a speaker, it's all about yourself. And I see mistakes whenever I meet with potential speakers of them. They put stuff together and they're one sheet and things, and it's all about how amazing they are, not about what they're gonna do for the industry they're trying to speak at. So we work on that in our consulting calls and say, okay, well, we need to adjust this a little bit because it looks like you're just bragging about yourself rather than what you can provide the industry you're trying to pitch to.
And that's such an important point
Yeah.
because no matter what, whether we're, somebody is booking you for an event to speak at, or you're talking about what to put on your website, no matter what, all we
Yes,
think about is what's in it for me. So
exactly.
if
Think
if
about the customer. Yeah.
if you think about the customer, then that is going to set you so far ahead. Okay, so we've talked about, how people can do it themselves, but what if they just don't have the bandwidth to do it themselves?
Yes, exactly. That's how I came up with, my booking agency. So I have a set a number of clients, and I'm always, willing to meet with new clients if they're a really great speaker and I think they're gonna be really successful. They can use me as their booking agent. So they're getting leads and says, "Hey, I want you to come into our event." So they say, "I'll have my booking agent Nona reach out to you." So that's when I take the conversation and actually get the program agreement together, negotiate on their behalf. And this is my favorite part of this is what I do. Like I live for the negotiations. I just think it's so much fun. So anytime I get the chance to do that and put together the program agreement, that's the reason I do what I do. It's exciting. And so that's just a straight commission. They just pay me as their booking agent. And oftentimes they're getting pretty busy already and they just need a team or someone on their side to really look out for them and to collect all the details for them. But then I also have a call center as well that I run. So I have a team of callers, about 10 people that work with me that help me generate leads, reach out to the leads. We have a consulting call, like I said, with everyone that we onboard to work with us, and we determine where they're going to speak. We write the scripts together so they know what's happening, and then we just foster those leads, reach out to them, and just continue to follow up in hopes of it turns into a booking. So, really creating that relationship. So, and the full package is both. So, most people just say, let's just do the full package because it's not a one-man show. A lot of people think speaking is a one-man show, but actually there's successful speakers. I guarantee you there is a team behind them. For my dad, it was me, my stepmom, my brother, but, for a lot of team members or for a lot of speakers, they don't have that ability, so they need to reach out and seek other people. They need a virtual assistant, they need a booking agent, they need a social media manager. I mean, it's impossible to try to keep up with all of this yourself if you
It
really wanna be a
takes a
successful
village,
speaker.
right? It
It
takes a
does,
village.
it does, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you're part of my village because
Yes, me too.
everybody, I really believe that all the authors that I come across need to know you and they definitely need to read your book. So I'm going to put up Nona Prather's website. And even though it's on the background, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm looking. I think I'm in. Okay. I I got this. There it is. Okay. So it's
Yes.
prather-marketing.com. And that is where we can find all about you. Where can we grab this beauty?
It's on Amazon, or you can email me, and if you wanna get together and chat for a discovery call, then I'll send you a copy for free. But if you don't wanna, chat with me for some reason, or you're not ready for that, I understand. Then you can go on Amazon and look it up, and, it's available there as well.
Beautiful. Nona, thank you so much for being here today. This was so juicy with amazing tips for people who want to become speakers and want to be better speakers too.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day.